some glizzies. Pause. Let's get this video started. What's up, man? Welcome back. You guys saw the last video, we were on the engine bay. This video, we're going right back to the engine bay because there's still some more work to do. My idea for today is actually to prep the spots where I removed the old seam sealer and get that ready for tomorrow to actually put the new seam sealer on. Plan of action is pretty damn simple, honestly. I'm gonna grab the wire wheel and go on all of the spots that I removed the old seam sealer. And then, like always, I'll go ahead and spray the rust neutralizer on it. I'll let that cure overnight, and then the following day I will go ahead and apply the new seam sealer. So today it's just going to be pretty simple. Wire wheel, we'll wire wheel all of the locations, like I said, for the new seam sealer to adhere to. I have these two different wheels. This one I feel like is going to be way too aggressive, so I'm going to first try with this guy here and see how it goes. I'm pretty sure this is what I used last time to remove the old seam sealer. So I'll try it with this again, and if not, then I'll switch to this bad boy. Wanted to take a quick little breather just to show you guys what it's looking like. There obviously is some spots where the grinders just angle up, the angle of it just does not allow me to get in there a little bit closer. So I'm just doing the best that I can, but that's pretty much what I'm gonna do on all of the edges of where the seam sealer is gonna go. Passenger side is pretty much done, and now I have to go ahead and do the driver side. Just like that, pretty much done for what I can do. Again, there's some spots where the grinder just, it doesn't get in there. I can't get in there, so that's gonna be that. We'll go ahead and now spray all these spots with the rust neutralizer. Tomorrow, when I come back and get back on this pause, I will go ahead and lay the tape down, seam sealer, and yeah. Cool. We'll let that sit. Tomorrow we'll go ahead and finish up the seam sealer. Peace. Ooh, that's crazy. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Back to the CRX. Let's go ahead and get the tape aligned and put on where we need it to be and start seam sealing. Just show you guys real quick what I'm using. This is just some generic seam sealer from either Discount Auto or AutoZone. I don't freaking remember, but this is what I'm using. Now, so you guys know, off camera, I did go ahead and wipe down all the area that we're going to be putting the tape on and the seam sealer with acetone to make sure it's nice and clean and free of debris. So my plan is to try my best to stay consistent with the space area that I'm going to be leaving in between the two pieces of tape, and you will see what I mean. I'll do this quick little part here. I want to do my best to stay consistent with the gap. Bring you guys a little bit closer. So I want to try and keep that to about a 1/2 inch, I would say, gap. Obviously I'm going to go ahead and tape up everything else, but I'm going to try my best to stay consistent so that everything looks uniformed when it's all done. If for any reason it's not perfect, it's okay. It's getting painted, so I'm not tripping too much. Some spots are going to be much more difficult to try to maintain that consistency in line that I'm trying to get, that gap. So if I can't get it, don't hate me. I am going to do my absolute best to keep that little gap all the way across the line. It's not going to be perfect. I'm not sitting there measuring each time. I'm literally just kind of eyeballing and imagining what, you know, half inch would look like or so. Here's a quick little glance at one side that is now done. This side is done. It was very tedious and difficult to try to get that as uniformed and clean as possible, but I think I did a pretty decent job, so I'm not mad at that at all. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn to the driver's side. What a process, man. Holy crap. But it's all taped off and ready for the seam sealer. I went ahead and just grabbed one of those paint mixers, the wooden paint mixers that either Lowe's or Home Depot gives you when you buy paint, and I cut it just a little bit. It's a little bit past ½ inch, so that when I go ahead and spread the seam sealer, it should hopefully spread somewhat evenly. Now, there's many different methods, many different applicators that you can use, many different styles, but I'm gonna probably go with just a plain flat style this time. I'm not gonna put the little like lines in or anything like that, so I'm gonna try to keep it somewhat OEM, because OEM, for at least what I've seen in the engine bay, it's normally just like flat, at least for CRXs. Let's try it with a brush and see what happens. Yeah, that's actually probably a little bit better. Sick. Get you guys a close-up of what it's looking like. It's looking good. So what I did was I will spread it really good first with this little wooden thing, and then I would take the brush just so that it has a nice smooth, you know, pattern going across. Awesome, awesome, awesome. I think it came out great. So now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is put on some gloves because I don't want it all over me, and I will remove the tape so that it could dry in the spot that it needs to. But I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that outcome. Boom, tape is all off. It was a little bit of a messy process, but we got it done. Seam sealer is on all the spots that I removed it from originally. Came out pretty good. I think I could have still done a little bit better on some spots. I think what I could have done was make the tape a little bit wider so that I really could have grabbed the brush and pushed down and not worried about it going off of the tape, and that way it could have been even a little bit more smoother. And also I could have read the instructions on the drying time, because while that side was drying, it took me a little bit longer. I was working on this side, and then when I removed the tape, I should have removed that side because of the drying time, and it made sense to remove this side because it was a little older and been sitting longer than the driver's side. So if you plan on doing the same thing, make sure you read your seam sealer to see the drying time so that you know when you should remove the tape from the area that you are seam sealing. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you apply seam sealer to pretty much any part of the car. It's not just the engine bay. And like I said before earlier in the video, there's many techniques, many ways of doing it. That's just how I did it for my engine bay. I'm content, I'm happy with that. It looks way better than the factory did. Next up, motor mount, and then I think she is ready to go to the paint shop, guys. Super stoked, super happy. The light at the end of the tunnel is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, so we are almost there, y'all. Just continue to follow, continue to subscribe, to continue this journey with me, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know the vibes, man. Chase the dream, not the competition. Peace.